Good morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, January the 22nd, and welcome to a brand new edition of the Purpose-Driven CEO. Today on the Purpose-Driven CEO, we're going to talk about a brand new concept that I learned years ago in an executive leadership academy called Stegen Leadership Academy down in Dallas, and it is called Escaping the Drama Triangle. Now, let me explain this a little bit. The drama triangle is a dynamic where there are three parties. There is a rescuer, there is a persecutor, and there is a victim. Okay, and let me kind of play this out. So let's use an example at home. So let's say I have two children, Kennedy and Finley, and they come home from school, and Kennedy is being mean to Finley. This never really happens, but I will just use this for an example. So Kennedy is being mean to Finley, making fun of him. So Kennedy is the persecutor, Finley is the victim, and then what does Finley do? Finley comes to me as the parent, and I become the rescuer. So I jump in and I fix the problem, and the problem goes away. Now, the problem with this in a work environment is that Finley, as the victim, never figures out how to solve his own problem. Finley and Kennedy in a work environment should be able to figure this out on their own. It should not require the rescuer to jump in and be Superman and make everything okay. What we want to do instead is we want to move from the drama triangle to the empowerment dynamic, where we are much more self-sufficient. We are solving our own problems, and I'll kind of explain to you exactly how this is going to work. So let's take these individuals one at a time, because we can actually be in different roles in different parts of our life. So at work, I might be a rescuer because I love to be Superman and jump in and solve everybody's problem. It makes me feel good. And at home, I might be the victim because maybe I don't have quite as much pull at home. Maybe I have a very strong spouse, and maybe they kind of rule the roost, and so you can be in different roles in different areas of your life. So let's take these one at a time. The language of a victim is the language of complaint. This stinks. Why is this happening to me? There's nothing I can do about it. People are mistreating me, or the company is mistreating me. The government, the world, our country, the president, everybody is mistreating me, and there's just absolutely nothing that I can do. The persecutor blames, criticizes, and dominates. They feel self-righteous. They are threatened, defensive, or angry. And the language of the persecutor is the language of blame. This is your fault. Why did you do it like that? What's the matter with you? What's wrong with you? That type of thing. That is the persecutor. And the rescuer shields others from the consequences of their actions. It makes them feel needed, validated, powerful, superior, makes us feel important. And the rescuer is the language of fixing. I feel sorry for you. Let me help you. I'll just do it myself because I can do it better than you can do it. So the question is, which of these roles do you gravitate toward? Is it victim? Is it prosecutor? Or is it rescuer? And do you have certain roles that maybe you resort to under pressure or stress? Maybe you're one role during one time, and then all of a sudden when things become stressful, you move to another. So what we want to do is we want to move from this drama triangle dynamic to the empowerment dynamic. And so what we're going to try to do is we are going to try to move from, as an example, victim to being a creator. We're going to try to move from persecutor to being a challenger. And our goal is to move from rescuer to being a coach. And let's explain each of these. So the shift from victim to creator is simply the shift from reacting to choosing. Okay? A creator is different from a victim in that they accept responsibility and they make choices. They feel capable, confident, resourceful, and resilient. And the language of a creator is the language of commitment. The outcome I'm going to create is this. The learning I'm getting from this is blank. I choose to blank. That's very, very different than the language of the victim. Now, from the persecutor, we are going to try to make a shift to the challenger. And let me explain the difference here. A challenger evokes or provokes the will to create in others. They feel clear, confident, centered, and committed. The language of a challenger is the language of change. I believe you can do better than this. What I need you to do is this. You have to take a different approach. But at the end of the day, the message is, I believe in you, and I believe you can do better. Not, you are bad, you are terrible, why did you do this? I believe in you. How could you have done better? You move to more of a challenger. Now, the shift from rescuer to coach, and this is a big one, because if you are listening to this, you are probably a leader of some type, and leaders tend to default into the rescuer syndrome. We think we're helping. We think that people need our help, so we come in and save the day. But what we don't realize is that we are actually enablers. We are actually the ones, making the other party, the victim, codependent on us, and they cannot learn to solve things on their own, and the organization does not become stronger. So we want to go from a rescuer to a coach. Now, a coach supports others in tapping their own capabilities. They don't give them the answers. The coach feels supportive, optimistic, non-attached, and a sense of contribution. And the language of a coach is the language of questioning or inquiry. What is it that you really want? What do you see as your options? What can you choose to do to improve the situation? So a coach, so I'm not coming and giving you the answers. I'm asking you the questions to help you find the answers. And so by doing this, what happens is you end up shifting from the drama triangle to an empowerment dynamic, and your entire company becomes stronger. Now, here's what it does for you as a leader. You should have fewer fires to put out because your people figure out how to put them out on their own. You are not the one going around making everybody's decision for them. The challenge that you have to have is, as a leader, then, you have to be confident. You cannot have your self-worth come from the fact that you are the one that everybody comes to answer their problems. You have to know that that is a weakness. That is a weakness within an organization. Every organization is stronger when it relies less on one person to get everything done. And so you will strengthen your organization, your family, your school, your community, your church significantly if you can move from the drama triangle to the empowerment dynamic. So I hope you've enjoyed this session of the Purpose-Driven CEO. I think this is a skill that's not widely known and one that has certainly been a game changer for me. It's allowed me to create an organization that is much more scalable because my leaders have become coaches, not rescuers, and then their people become more and more confident, and that is how you create a much larger organization that still makes good decisions and does not limit its effectiveness at all. So thank you so much for joining today on the Purpose-Driven CEO.